Good morning, rise and shine. It's me, Cassandra Renee, here to start your day. Okay, it rhymes, it's cheesy. Never thought that one through, but I guess we're going with it. So, hey, good morning. My producer is a pain in the butt, and it won't let me broadcast into the quarantine network from my page. So, you're seeing my personal page. Please don't add me on my personal account. Please go over to Cassandra Renee over at Wild Blossom Beacon Coaching. That's where you can get a hold of me. So, good morning. It is 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with Facebook Live producer and all of its infinite wisdom, I am unable to see anybody who is here. So if you are here tuning in, let me know. I want to see your beautiful faces, or at least your names pop up. So send me a message, say good morning, and we will get started. Of course, you know that you're on the Quarantine Network, and you should know by now that you're also watching Wild Blossom Beacon Coaching. That's me. That's my company. I'm Cassandra Renee, and today we're going to talk about what's maybe not working. So with today's theme, we are going to dive back in to pick up where we left off yesterday. But I would like to start the segment off by letting you guys know I'm all about doing live coaching and helping you guys with whatever it is you're trying to achieve, seeking to achieve, working on goals, ambitions, all that kind of stuff. And so type in the comments, we want to celebrate, the things that are working for you. And then also type in the comments the things that are maybe not working for you, whether it be specifically related to COVID, the quarantine, or just life goals in general, so that I can get a better idea of how to best show up and serve for you. So as we're getting ready to go, I would like to share a few quotes with you to kind of get you primed and geared for where we're headed. Now, yesterday we talked about the 4 upper limit problems, according to Gay Hendricks, an amazing transformational author. And we're going to go deeper into those today to really kind of find exactly what one or ones specifically apply to you and how we can go about unearthing them and creating the change, because the awareness already is a big shift. I had a couple people message me yesterday thanking me just for the awareness and everything. So, that's super helpful as well. Oh, now I realize if I just cover that light, I can get rid of that big spot, but then there's still a little spot right there. I don't know. Lighting in 6 a.m. when there's no sunlight, it's a little tricky. So there's little light spots all over. Anywho, so as always, if you're here, show up, type in the comments, let me know so I can say hi. So the first quote I would like to start the day off with is one of my all-time favorite quotes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. Previously, presidential candidate Marianne Williamson said that. Now, many of you may not have heard of her until she began to run for office, but she's actually been a transformational coach, a life coach, speaker, author for, 20 plus years, at least 30 years. She's been in this game for a long time. And I knew about that quote. I knew the paraphrase of that quote long before I knew who she was. And when I finally married the two, I was like, oh, I knew I loved her. So yeah, take that into this, especially for those of you who resonate with the crime of outshining. That was my first quote, because it really, crime of outshining and not being worthy were my 2 biggest ones personally. This quote's unknown, but it's pretty good. What other people think of you is none of your damn business. And actually, I think I do know the original author of that quote. Haven't had my coffee yet this morning. Well, actually, I don't drink coffee, my espresso. So it's not hitting me yet, but it might pop up later. Anywho, I want to say no, not Eleanor Roosevelt. Anyway, it was actually some higher up lady who said it, and that's why it struck with me and was funny, because she actually said it's none of your damn business. So instead of just none of your business. Another one of my mentors who actually taught this whole process to me that I'm going to gift to you guys today, Marissa Peer, says, your potential expands as you move toward it. You could never know what you are capable of, because as you get to it, your potential allows you to go even further. So going back to the comments I made before about we dream, some of us might dream big, but we come to find that we are actually only dreaming within the box that we're in. And then we push the boundaries and realize, okay, we can dream bigger in this bigger frame or this bigger frame. And the reality is that there is no frame. It's unlimited. It is abundant. And it would be, potential, life, love, capacity. You never know what you're actually capable of, because we're only using not even a tenth of our brain power, let alone everything else that we can do. And as I mentioned yesterday, everything is impossible until it's done. And then it's no longer impossible. And then about 5 other people do it immediately after. And it might still be difficult to attain by other people, but it's not impossible anymore. And then they go on to beat those goals, and they go on to achieve greater things. And so as long as you keep pushing, you'll actually never know how far, big, amazing you can go and be, because you're constantly pushing those boundaries. You're removing the frame, you're removing the box. And I think that's what humanity is really all about, is part of our existence and being able to see what is possible. Okay, if we know that we've only used this much, holy crap, let's keep going. Let's keep pushing the boundaries. What else can we invent? Who else can we be? What else can I overcome? I mean, you see these transformational stories all the time, and sometimes we forget, especially in jaded society, with so much modern technology and so much, so many amazing movies and whatnot, we tend to forget that, that was actually based on a true story, which means somebody actually suffered through all that. Somebody actually overcame all that. And it's not just a fluke. It's possible. And a lot of times things are over glamorized too. But just being able to know, okay, this is based on a real story. This is not. Look at the real story. And, that's part of the reason when we were kids, we had to do all these book reports on biographies and autobiographies. It wasn't, it was to learn, but it was also to inspire and say, oh, wow, look what this person achieved miraculously or amazingly. It's possible. And they did it with a hell of a lot less tools and technology than we have now. So it tends to get lost. And I think the importance of why things are done, Tiger Lily saying good morning. No. I think the importance gets lost on us, especially when it's not explained and we're not open and available and ready to be aware of it and understand it. Just like those old adages, you can't be happy with yourself or you can't be happy with somebody else until you're happy with yourself. That just until 20 plus years later, until I finally realized the root of it, it incited an eye roll and a yeah, it makes sense, because we're coming off of the figurativeness of it and okay, I know I'm supposed to believe it, the dogma of it, right? I'm supposed to believe it because that's what they say. I don't know. It doesn't really, I guess logically I can tell you what it means, but it doesn't actually mean anything to me personally. And really that's how we learn, right? We learn what we need to know to get through things. We learn how to take tests, not necessarily the answers to the tests or why these answers are of value. And then we learn through doing and trial when it actually impacts you.